Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenaton, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today we're gonna be doing a deck tech. We're looking at an older deck, but it's gotten some buffs in the latest balance patch. Today we're gonna be looking at dragons, the old deck that's gotten a little bit of a shot in the arm. Basically, a lot of people have been looking at this deck. In my personal opinion, I think dragons are overrated. I do not think they are a tier 1 deck. I do think that after people are done experimenting and people start fine tuning the deck list, I think, and as well as the meta settles down so you can get your tech choices in the deck, I do think dragons will be a solid tier 2 deck, but definitely not a tier 1 meta defining deck. Now, let's go and take a look at the deck. Why not? All right, then. Welcome to the deck. You might, first off, notice something that's missing from this deck. Herald of Dragons. Herald Dragons is not in this deck. And you might say, Streamer, you're a dragon deck. Why not play Herald of Dragons? Don't you like turn 3 Shyvana? A few reasons why I do not like Herald of Dragons in dragon decks. One, it doesn't really do much in the late game, and you have to draw it early. And you might say, okay, cool. A good example to another card to compare it to is Warding Stones. You're definitely playing all 3 copies of Warding Stones in your ramp decks, usually. So you're going to play all 3 copies of Herald to draw your Herald early, because the later and later you play it, the worse and worse it gets. The issue is it's terrible in the late game. Now you could say, well, you could run Spacey Sketcher. If you're running Spacey Sketcher along with Herald, that's taking up a lot of slots in the deck because you're probably also playing Dragon Chow. Dragon Chow, Spacey Sketcher, Herald, and then other tech cards like Hush is a lot of cards that aren't really fighting for the board that much. You kind of just need like the meat of the deck, and Herald's not helping it out. If Herald had something like Mayor, where it gave you some kind of card advantage, sure, I'd play Herald as 3 copies all day of the week because of that, but we don't have that, so I only play none of them. Instead, our 2-drop of choice is Bright Steel because this card's just great. We are playing the buffed up Ruined Dragon Guard. I'm not sure if I like Ruined Dragon Guard, but I'm trying it out, and it feels strong, especially with 3 Dragon Chows. I do think if you want to play Ruined Dragon Guard, you need to play 3 Dragon Chows. Not really sure, though, if I like it over Laurent Protege. As for the rest of the deck, 2 Dragon Clutches. Used to only play 1 Dragon's Clutch, but, you know, being able to give Overwhelm and get Surprise Lethal with an Aurelion Soul is nice, or a really big Shyvana or Screeching Dragon's nice. And then 3 Aurelion Souls, too, because while it was nerfed, people still play Aloof Travelers, so I feel like you need the 3rd Aurelion Soul. As for the rest of the deck, let's just talk about every other card real quick. 3 Dragon Chows. Like I said, if you're going to play Dragon Guard, Ruined Dragon Guard, you kind of need 3 Dragon Chows, in my opinion. If you cut Dragon Guard and play Laurent Protege, I feel like you could definitely also cut maybe a Dragon Chow or 2. But Dragon Chow does let you level up Shyvana really quickly. You strike, the Shyvana strikes the Dragon Chow, and then you can attack in with Shyvana and then maybe single combat something, get a very fast level up, which is very powerful, but it's a little all in, so yeah. Next up, 3 Bright Steels over the Herald of Dragons, basically, in the 2-drop slot. I like this card, really nice with things like Screeching Dragon and Dragon Guard Lieutenant. It's just a solid body 2 mana 3/2 to block Fearsomes as well, and some people are trying out Fearsomes again, so just a solid card overall. Dragon Guard Lieutenant, we're a dragon deck. This card's pretty much always active in a dragon deck. Very rarely will it just be a vanilla 2 mana 3/2, which is its worst case scenario, which is still a fine card, but of course you want the Stab Challenger, so that's it. Next up, don't really think I need to talk about this card too much. Sharp Sight, pretty much one of the best Demacia cards here. Lets you block things like Ezreal's and Zoe's. Solid combat trick as well. Just insanely good card. 3 single combats. Besides Sharp Sight, probably one of the only reasons to be in Demacia, in all honesty. Very efficient card at dealing with stuff, especially in dragons. Lets you level up Shyvana too. You can use it thanks to Fury to try and get some cute Fury triggers, which is nice, especially with Ruined Dragon Guard too. So it's a nice card, and just good at removing problematic backline units that your opponent will never block or attack in with. 2 Dragon Clutches. Most of the time, even after the buff, you're still just going to use it to draw Aurelion Soul in the late game, but getting Overwhelm on your dragons is really nice. This is a very powerful buff, but I'd say 9 out of 10 times you're still just going to use it to draw your 2 dragons for the first one, at least. 2 Hushes. I think you still need to play Hush. There's a lot of cards that are problematic in the meta. Things like Scion, Ezreal, Elusives in general. I think you need to play 2 Hushes. I've seen some lists completely cut Hush. I think that is a mistake. I think one of the main reasons you want to be a Targon deck is because of Hush. If you're not playing Hush, just play, I don't know, like Bandle City, because Bandle City is very similar to Targon in that they also generate cards very well. I guess Targon can heal a bit with Star Shaping, but still. Next up, Ruined Dragon Guard. One of the cards that was buffed, and one of the reasons why people are trying out dragons again. Went from a 3-mana 2/4 to a 3-mana 3/4. Actually a pretty big buff. Now it can actually block Fearsomes, which, while it's not too important, it was kind of sad that a 3-drop couldn't block Fearsomes. And it can just block well in general now, so really nice. Thanks to the 4 health, it's also kind of hard to remove. Usually just going to be a backline kind of a card, though. Sitting back, being an engine for your dragons and your Fury cards, but great card. Next up, 3 Shivanas. Not much to talk about here. This card is pretty much your mid-game bridge here. You're using Shivana to try to control the mid-game, sort of control, and get some beatdown going. If you're able to level up Shivana, you're probably in a really good spot. And she can turn into a win con that way, especially with Dragon's Clutch giving her Overwhelm, but mostly she's just here for the mid-game removal absorption so your Eclipse Dragons and Aurelion Souls can win the game. Next up, 3 Solari Sunforgers. Also, quick note, no Radiant Guardians. Solari Sunforger is one of the best ways to gain life in the game at the moment. Other cards that are arguably just as good, or at least similar in terms of power level, are things like Tasty Feyfolk and Eye of the Dragon. You might say, why no Radiant Guardian? I think that Radiant Guardian is, while a bad card, it sure is necessary in some decks, but I think 3 Solari Sunforgers combined with single combat to make sure you gain the life is more than enough. 2 Concerted Strikes. Instead of playing a 3rd Concerted Strike, we play Judgment. This card's great. With Lux being a little more popular thanks to Lux's buff, Concerted Strike being able to have the first strike go and pop a barrier, and then the second strike actually strike, is really nice. Plus, of course, Fury and Shivana leveling up is really good. And it's just a solid removal spell in general. Really nice against bigger stuff, so good card. 3 Screeching Dragons up next. This card is pretty much one of the best cards in the deck. This card's so good. You see it in non-dragon decks anyway, so yeah, 3 of them. I could see you cutting it down to 2, but this card's just great. You could consider even playing Golden Aegis too with this card. It's just that great. It's honestly one of the best cards for Demacia mid-range to play, even just Demacia Control, whatever you want to call it. Next up, 3 Eclipse Dragons. Mostly, at least the very first Eclipse Dragon wants to be Daybreak, because it lets you do turn 7 Eclipse Dragon, turn 8 Aurelion Soul, which is pretty much the most broken thing this deck can do, I guess. But the 2nd and 3rd Eclipse Dragon probably will be Nightfall for a little extra late game. And thanks to the Nightfall, in case you lose Aurelion Soul to, say, like Aloof Travelers, you can try and find a extra win con that way if you don't get bad RNG. Next up, 1 of Judgment. I mentioned it with Concerted Strike. Just, I like this over a 3rd Concerted Strike. Really helps you out against the go wide strats, because Targon's weakness has always been go wide in general, so this tries its best to help you out. You might say, why not run more of them? Well, it's an 8-mana spell. It's really slow, it's really clunky, and against good players, they will notice that you keep passing with 8 mana up, and they'll just, not play in a Judgment that heavily. And our last card is Aurelion Sol, basically our finisher. Also another card who got buffed. Now he only needs 20 plus power to level up instead of 25. Actually really easy to level him up now. And like before, like previously, if you level up Aurelion Sol, you almost always win the game unless he gets removed right after the level up, but he still is just game winning if he levels up. Anyway, though, that is all 40 cards and why certain cards are played and why certain cards are not played. So let's go and take the deck for a spin. Okay. Looks like I got a match against the deck that I think is still bad, but I've seen a lot of people trying it. We got a match against Ekko Zilean. So this deck has gotten... Oh, that's not good. I got no dragons here. This deck got one buff, really, in the form of Ekko. Ekko now only needs to predict 4 times instead of 5 times to level up. I need a dragon here, by the way. One Shyvana, please. So I do like the buff. I just don't think it's enough to help out the deck. I can't block here, by the way. Play around Mystic Shot, I guess. Can't have them Mystic Shot my Dragon Chow. I will pass here if I don't draw a dragon, even if I do. Yeah, I'm just going to pass here. Bank the 2 mana and play Dragon Guard instead. Okay, never mind. I'll play Dragon Guard Lieutenant. I'll just use it to trade here and pop that. But yeah, a lot of people have been playing this deck again. I don't think it is good. It's always felt to me like a deck where you need to get a little lucky with your Hexite Crystals and really, really nice predicts. Judgment's good. But I might lose here because I can see myself losing because of, what's it called? Chrono Breaks. A good Chrono Break will win opponents the game. I really hope I top deck Shyvana, by the way. Also, I feel like we're seeing the problem, in my opinion, of dragons. The early game of dragons is kind of weak, and... Wow, I actually top deck Shyvana. And it doesn't feel extremely powerful. Now, granted, the trade-off is the late game that is Aurelion Sol. I'm actually going to pass here. See what they do first. They play something I want to kill. Okay, yeah. I don't know why you're playing Kahiri, but I guess you wanted a 3-mana 4/4 for mid-range help? So this is the dream, by the way. You have a Dragon Chow, you have a Dragon Guard, and you have a Shyvana. Also, great draw. So if I draw a single combat, I could technically level up Shyvana. I don't know why they're blocking here. It doesn't even really change anything because of Dragon Guard. This thing's still going to have 7 health. In fact, it's even bigger. It's now an 8/7. So yeah, I think I've won. Yeah, I don't really think I even need to talk too much about the game anymore. We've just won. They haven't really done much predicting, so Ekko's still far away from leveling. I don't know what this guy's deck is. Oh, that's cute. I see what they're doing. They're trying to use this for time bombs. Are you trying to make like 1,000,000 time bombs? Oh, no. Okay, so I don't agree with their build, but I do like that they're trying something different. I'm going to block like this in case they have Get Excited. I can use Dragon's Clutch. That's fine. I still gain 2 here. Oh, that's annoying, but at least they used this now. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just play Screeching Dragon, I guess. No Shyvana level up, but honestly, like I said in the dissection, the deck overview, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter if Shyvana dies. We even have our Aurelion Sol. That's a problem. That's a very big problem, in fact. I can chip it down, though. Yeah, I'll chip him down using this. I'll use my 4/5 to kill their 2/1 to grow my guy by 2. Have this guy damage Kahiri. And now Kahiri can't attack because of this. I guess if they predict and get another copy, he'll be a 10/7. Ooh, I'm scared. So when you see me in a prediction, grant all allied copies. Okay, well, they didn't see him.
I serve my people with pride.
So I win, right?
Huh. The sisters
Okay.
aren't the only twins anymore. Technically, we're the same person. Forget it.
Sure. I can work with this. Okay, yeah, I can work with this. I don't like it, but I can work with this. So, ugh. I might Judgment here. I might just do that instead. So I'm going to definitely pull in one of them. And then I think I'll attack in like this.
Ready weapons.
Yeah, I'll just do it like this. Okay, they just traded. That's fine. But yeah, I feel like this is a good example of the problem with Judgment. I would love to Judgment right now, but it's so obvious. Also, I kind of just want to develop my board some more here. So give me 2 dragons, please. Nice. Screeching was who I was looking for. Could level up Shyvana now, but I'd rather just develop the board some more. I probably need to kill him. Yeah, I probably need to kill him now. Yeah, I don't like it, but I have to.
There is nothing like that.
Witness my true power.
I was afraid they were going to time trick there, but thankfully no time trick. All right, so I will not trade off Shyvana if they attack in here. I'll just trade off my 3-2. We're in a fine spot here. I can go like Screeching Dragon, Dragon Chow. Not sure if I'll even Eclipse Dragon to discount Aurelion Soul. That card does nothing, thankfully. I think I'll just Eclipse Dragon, Dragon Chow, Aurelion Soul, because it will level up my Aurelion Soul. Like, 7/7, so cheap. Sure, of course. 7/7 so big, not cheap, whatever.
The weapon and I are one.
I really don't want to block, but I gotta block. I could trade off my Eclipse Dragon to keep around Aurelion Soul for, you know, the buff, but come on, this is too much. There's too much value there. So yeah, I feel like this is a good example of less why Dragons is decent and more why Ekko Zilean is bad, but hey, who knows? Maybe it is good and I'm dumb. I'm going to play this instead of just playing my Dragon Chow. I'll take a Living Legends here. I don't want to play my Dragon Chow because this can bluff, what's it called? Concerted Strikes.
I've seen the future.
Well, that's
and
annoying.
I know my path.
To the stars.
Because of this, I actually have to think about Overwhelm Lethal.
The tech's out of this world.
So it's not lethal, but I will still do this because, you know, trade for Kahiri.
The beauty of creation.
So they take 9. Oh, no, it's lethal. It's actually 9 damage. Okay. Good old Overwhelm. And that, I feel, is how you win a lot with dragons nowadays.
Victory today, freedom tomorrow.
Okay. Well, not to insult my last opponent and this opponent, but seems like I got another meme of a deck. I've heard some people are trying out Yasuo Leona again because of the Daybreak buffs, but yeah, I don't think Yasuo Leona is a real deck. But hey, who knows? Sometimes a very strong Daybreak opener can be really tough. Daybreak, well, Leona's Stun and Sunhawk can really hurt you a lot. My hand's not bad, but it's not the worst here, I'd say. So yeah, let's see how this works. A little afraid of an on-curve Yasuo in all honesty. Okay, that, well, kind of saves it. I was going to say, I don't really have a way to deal with on-curve Yasuo, but now I just play Shyvana attacking with Shyvana and single combat him. If they don't have 2 mana for Twin Discipline, which it seems like they will have.
My faith protects me.
Don't really like that
Burn the
I'm
waves out.
getting a little beaten down here.
Here they come.
I'm gonna take this so I can trade my 3-2 for their 3-2. Take an extra 2 so I can get a slightly higher value trade. I'm doing this play because I have Solari Sunforger to gain my life. Give me a
I
little
serve
life
my
back.
people with pride.
Alright, so the good news is they probably will not summon Yasuo, or... Because here's the problem with summoning Yasuo. Between single combat and Shyvana's champ spell Confront, it's kind of easy to kill him.
Suffer my fury.
Alright, alright. See what you got here, opponent. Wouldn't be surprised if they block here with a 2-2. Makes the single combat worse. Alright. So, I have to single combat now, in my opinion. Nope, if I could stop this, so could Twin Disciplines, but I'm gonna call him out and make him have it. Yasuo was just really annoying. Alright, cool. They didn't have any of it. Shyvana's a little weak now, but whatever. We got Sharp Sight now and Dragon Guard to try and help out a bit. Okay, we're really in a good spot now with that.
Clad in shining sunlight.
Yeah, we'll just Screeching Dragon to try and slow them down, and we should be fine.
Act natural. I got you.
Why are you playing Conspirator? Oh, that's annoying. That actually might kill me. Yeah, I actually might die now. I better start playing a little more defensively.
Light.
I don't like it, but I'll take it all. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to Sunforger this turn. Really not a fan of this. No, I'm not going to Sunforger. I'm not going to Sunforger.
Soon Demacia forgets.
I don't want to Sunforger against Leona without a strike in hand.
Suffer
That's
unbelief.
fine.
They will not escape punishment.
So this should level up. Yeah, that will level you up.
The
So
guilty
you will
pay.
technically have 4 health here. Cool.
There is nothing like
All right.
There are none like me.
Good job, Shyvana. All right, I think we're stabilizing. Yasuo Leona doesn't really have a way to get any extra reach. Little afraid of Mina, I guess? Yeah, I guess that's what I'm afraid of. I hope my opponent knew that my level was going to come through. Or else I might be seeing a shame concede soon. Feels like they didn't realize it was coming through. Yeah, it looks like they're a little mad with how slow they're playing. That or their turn's very complex, but it looks like they're a little mad because they didn't realize that Shyvana was going to level. Which is good for me. Nice. And they're burning 5 mana? Lovely. Is there a handful of stuns or something? Dragon Chows. Meh. I might Nightfall the second dragon. Yeah, I think I'm going to Nightfall one of these dragons soon. Okay, so I'll Daybreak the first dragon. I have Hush, so this is not that scary. Oh, you didn't have another one? Wait, are you running only 1 Zenith Blade? Don't tell me you're so unlucky as to draw 3 Zenith Blades. They could just be playing 2. I know some of these decks play only 2. 2 or less power, so literally nothing gets stunned here. Cool. I'll probably just Sharp Sight to kill this. Sharp Sight on this one, I guess. Get a stat boost on that. And then we'll attack in with everything, pulling that with my Screeching Dragon. Is this game? I think this is game. Maybe. Yeah, that's lethal. Oh, that's more than lethal. That's 21 damage. So we win? Beautiful. And that's the weakness of Yasuo decks. Not having Yasuo. Okay, welcome back to the deck itself and my final thoughts. So we ran into mostly people memeing around and not even really memeing, but testing out new decks that had gotten buffs. We kind of beat them because while Dragons is still being tested around, it was a proven deck before and it got some buffs, so it's not like it's completely new or a bad deck that got a couple new toys like Yasuo, Leona, or Ekko Zilean. But yes, if you want to play this deck, go for it. But if you want to craft the deck and you're a little low on resources or just a newer player, I'd say don't, because it's not a high win rate deck in my opinion. Sure, if you care about wins the most, if you care about having fun and just want to play dragons, sure, go ahead and craft this deck. Why not? But yeah, it's not really performing that well compared to, well, some of the other decks. Like, it has a terrible lurk matchup. Severe action kind of beat it up too. I know some people are still playing Draven Scion, and Draven Scion's putting up some good numbers, and this deck kind of is a little weak to Draven Scion because we don't really have comets from Solari Priestesses because we play Dragon Song instead. We have Hush to try and beat Scion, but the rest of the deck is kind of annoying. So while I think this will become a solid tier 2 deck in the future, once the meta starts to settle down and we can tech the deck more for a meta that's very specific, like, putting in Sunburst or whatever it's called. For now, I think it's not a great deck, and it's better to play something like Lurk or Action Severe if you're just looking to climb, and that's all you care about. Still fun, though, and it is nice to see Dragons picking up some buffs. Really nice as well, speaking personally, seeing that Aurelion Sol finally got unnerfed. When he got nerfed, it never really felt justified with his level up condition being nerfed. So it's really nice to see him back to his former glory and power. Now, if only the rest of the deck can keep up. Anyway, though, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this version of Dragons. I'd love to hear your opinions on the deck and whether you think certain cards should be in the deck, like Herald of Dragons or Ruined Dragon Guard, etc., etc. Whether you should be playing Zoes or J4s or none at all. Star shaping, maybe. I'd love to hear any opinions on how you guys would build this deck, because I love this deck and I would love more ideas on how to build the deck, even though I'm not the biggest, I'm not that confident in how it is in the current meta. I'm still a fan of it. Anyway, though, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like or a comment down below. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want to catch me and watch me playing some Legends of Runeterra, you can always go and check me out over on Twitch TV at twitch.tv/Zenaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next video, bye!